Just because a movie is made for children doesn't mean it can't still manage to give you nightmares. Whether if it's an animated movie or a live action movie, old or new, turning off the lights and switching on any of these movies is guaranteed to not only thrill you but outright chill you. So get yourselves comfy and let's take a look at 10 terrifying children's movies. Number 10. Ghostbusters. While abundant with the quirky horrors of ghouls like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and accompanied by the dry wit of comedian Bill Murray, Ghostbusters is just as filled with its own share of terrifyingly memorable moments. Monster arms ripping and tearing through an armchair, a decaying ghost haunts a library, and an unsuspecting couple gets morphed into hounds from hell. This movie, about a group of guys struggling to start a ghost-busting business in New York, takes a more humorous approach to horror, but don't let that discount its chilling use of special and practical effects, which are still more than capable of spooking viewers today. Number 9. The 9th movie on this list is none other than Tim Burton's 2009 animated post-apocalyptic adventure film. Animated in Burton's familiar, unnerving stop-motion art style, 9 follows a small part ragdoll, part robot being who awakens shortly after mankind's mysterious destruction. The ragdoll robot scours a disseminated world filled with vicious beings, created by a giant soul-stealing machine. Alone, it searches for 8 others of its kind to unravel the mystery behind the world's end. The movie features freaky fabricated machines. There are spider bots, dactyl-winged beasts with knives and scissors for a mouth, and plenty more ghastly creations. Kids will never look at a piece of fabric or machinery the same way again. Number 8. ScoobyDoo on Zombie Island. ScoobyDoo has long been known for its tame frights and colourful mysteries, but Zombie Island cranks up the horror by introducing the Mystery Inc. gang to perhaps their most seriously scary supernatural threat yet. Zombie Island drops into a terrifying tone right from the very beginning, pitting them up against the likes of the undead, ghost pirates, demons and voodoo magic. Scooby and the gang find no makeshift masks to rip off of greedy businessmen this time. In fact, death plays a significant role in the story, cranking up the scares even further. Zombie Island surprisingly does away with the series' usual antics in favour of an absolutely frightening departure from traditional Scooby-Doo adventures. Little kids will need more than a Scooby-Doo snack to get through this one. Number 7. Beetlejuice. One of my favourite films now, directed by the creepy connoisseur himself, Tim Burton. Beetlejuice may have its fair share of comedy from actor Michael Keaton. Keaton, as we know, plays the insidious, eccentric ghoul of the movie's namesake. But don't let comedy distract you from several legitimately scary scenes sprawled throughout the film. At one point, there's meaty hands bursting out of bowls and grabbing onto the diners' horrified faces. Bodies are mutilated, hanged in closets, and disappear into smoke while monstrous snakes roam the haunted house at night. And if that wasn't enough to send a shiver down your spine, Beetlejuice, as the skin-crawling name implies, is quite literally crawling with every sort of creepy crawly you can imagine. Number 6. Lemony Snickets, a series of unfortunate events. While this movie adaptation of the original book series may lean too heavily into comedy for some, comedian Jim Carrey as the sinister Count Olaf manages to become a terrifying sight to behold in the character's excessive and downright disturbing makeup. After a fire destroys their home, 3 siblings are orphaned into the care of a series of relatives. All the while, Count Olaf plots to obtain the children's family fortune. and so the Baudelaire children are forced to move from relative to relative, as each dies in a mysterious and thoroughly disturbing series of unfortunate events. Now I'm talking a giant deadly viper, leech-filled waters, heights to make your stomach churn. By the end of this movie, you will be left wondering, was that really a children's movie? Number 5, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. Okay, so the only scary thing about Johnny Depp's iconic swashbuckler Jack Sparrow may be the amount of rum that he can put back, but this first installment in the Pirates of the Caribbean series has perhaps more frights in store than any others. Indeed, The Curse of the Black Pearl boasts boatfuls of grisly undead pirates, a blood sacrifice, and even a zombie monkey. So if you and your kids are looking for a live-action adventure at sea complete with curses, skeletons, and treasure-hungry pirates, then look no further than this spooky swashbuckling escapade. Number 4, Monsters Inc. This Pixar classic may come as a surprise since it is very loved, but if you really think about it, the movie is kind of terrifying. Do you ever wonder where those monsters hiding in your closet or under your bed come from? Well, whether you like it or not, Monsters Inc. pulls back the curtain on such children's nightmares, all without losing an ounce of eeriness. Even though animated in Pixar's family-friendly style and written with plenty of gags in mind, Monsters Inc. still manages to spook viewers with hair-raising creature designs and dark shadowy lighting. There is one scene in particular that will make it so you or your kids will never look at your closets the same way again. Now how's that for scary? Number 3, Monster House. More monsters, except this time, this one is the size of a house. Unlike the gentle art style of Pixar in Monsters Inc., Monster House, gritty textures and harsh dark tones make it downright disturbing just to look at. Then comes the house. Using teeth of splintered wood to devour people whole, the Monster House is a demon, and a trio of kids set out to confront what everybody else in the suburban neighborhood believes to be just another myth. The movie has adventure, comedy, and a whole lot of danger, making Monster House as frightening and nightmare-inducing as any haunted house out there for parents and kids alike. Number 2, Coraline. What do you get when you mix Neil Gaiman and children's stories? A bit of a surreal poetic nightmare. Make it a movie and well, let's say that putting images to words in this case makes for a pretty disturbing children's film. The story asks what happens when you find a secret portal to a reality where your parents appear perfect, where everything seems as if it should be. Well, you'd never want to leave, of course, that is assuming if you could. Coraline tells the twisted tale of a young girl finding herself trapped in the other world, where the people have pitch black buttons sewn over their eyes. This stop-motion animated film clashes together ragdoll-style characters and a creepy color palette that switches between bleak reality and the bizarrely bright other world. The frights ramp up as the movie progresses, revealing the true nature for Coraline's spine-chilling other mother. Anyone scared of creepy crawlies, beware of this movie. Number 1, The Nightmare Before Christmas. At number 1 on this list of the top 10 terrifying children's movies is none other than Tim Burton's, yes, him again, The Nightmare Before Christmas. This animated movie follows the king of Halloween Town, Jack Skellington, who finds himself stumbling into Christmas Town and becoming obsessed with celebrating the winter holiday. Wishing to bring the celebration back to his people in Halloween Town, Jack takes it upon himself to abduct Santa Claus and take over the role. However, When Santa ends up in the hands of Oogie Boogie the Boogeyman, Jack quickly finds his version of Christmas is descending into a nightmare. The movie manages to keep the tone relatively light, with several musical scores. Yet, whenever Oogie Boogie steps on screen, the chills are bound to return. The Nightmare Before Christmas thrusts viewers into a stunningly spooky fantasy, where each holiday has its own world. Meanwhile, the movie's stop-motion animation brings a disturbing, realistic quality to the characters and environments as the nightmarish designs of the Halloween town denizens clash with the soft, friendly Christmastown residents, making for an unforgettable visuals that will haunt you for the holidays to come. So guys, that was 10 terrifying children movies. What did you think of the list? Did any of our entries surprise you? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments box below. And on that note, thank you all for watching. We will see you next time.